I'm Noggs, and this is Noggs House. Today we're going to talk about something super important in human history, the moment our ancient ancestors stood up on two legs and started walking upright. One of the most important things that ever happened in human evolution means the slow changes that happen to living things over time, was when our early ancestors started walking on two legs instead of four. This is called bipedalism. Bi means two, and pedal relates to feet, so it means walking on 2 feet. This wasn't just about how they moved around. Standing upright changed their whole bodies, how they acted, and even how they saw and understood the world around them. It set humans on a completely different path from other animals. So why did our ancestors start walking upright? Scientists have an idea called the savanna hypothesis. A hypothesis is basically an educated guess based on evidence. This hypothesis says that the climate, the usual weather in a place, started changing. Instead of thick forests, the land became more open grasslands called savannas. Savannas are like big grassy plains with just a few trees here and there. When our ancestors stood up on 2 legs, they could see over the tall grass much better. They could spot dangerous animals from far away and find food more easily. Walking on 2 legs also made it easier to move across these open spaces. It was like getting a better view from a higher seat. Here's something cool. Walking on 2 legs actually uses less energy than walking on all fours when you're going long distances. Energy is the power your body uses to do things, kind of like how a battery powers a toy. In the savannas, food and water weren't all in one place, they were spread out. Our ancestors had to walk really far to find everything they needed. By walking upright, they could travel longer distances without getting as tired. This meant they could search bigger areas for food and still have energy left over. In a tough environment where survival was hard, saving energy was super important. When you walk on 4 legs, your hands or front paws are busy holding you up. But when our ancestors stood up, their hands were suddenly free. This was huge. They could carry things now, like their babies, food they found, or useful objects. Even more important, free hands meant they could start using tools better. Tools are objects you use to help you do something, like a stick to dig or a rock to crack open nuts. Being able to hold and use tools really helped our ancestors do things that other animals couldn't do. This was one of the first steps toward all the amazing things humans can make and do today. The savanna was hot and sunny, and when you're standing upright instead of on all fours, less of your body is directly under the hot sun. Think about it. If you're on your hands and knees, your whole back gets hit by sunlight. But when you stand up, only your head and shoulders get the direct rays. This is called thermoregulation. Thermo means heat and regulation means controlling something. Standing upright helped our ancestors control their body heat better. They could cool down more easily, which was really important for keeping their brains from overheating. The brain is super sensitive to heat, so this was a big deal. Imagine trying to see what's ahead when you're in tall grass. If you're low to the ground, you can't see much, but stand up tall and suddenly you can see way farther. This elevated vantage point, a vantage point is just a position that gives you a good view, was super helpful. Our ancestors could spot predators, animals that hunt other animals coming from far away. They could also see where food might be or where other members of their group were. Having this better view made them safer and helped them find what they needed to survive. Standing upright required huge changes to the body. The skeleton, all the bones in your body, had to completely reorganize. The foot developed an arch. That's the curved part on the bottom of your foot. This arch acts like a spring, helping you walk and balance. The pelvis, your hip bones, got wider and shaped differently to support the body's weight from above. The spine, the stack of bones in your back, became S-shape instead of C-shape. This S-curve helped balance your weight when you're standing up. All these changes work together like pieces of a puzzle, making it possible to walk upright comfortably for a long time. Walking on 2 legs is actually pretty tricky. You need really good balance. Balance means staying steady and not falling over. Our bodies use something called the vestibular system. That's a set of tiny parts in your inner ear that tells your brain which way is up and how your head is moving. But vision, your eyesight, is super important too. Your eyes and inner ear work together constantly, sending messages to your brain to help you stay upright and walk without falling, especially when the ground is bumpy or uneven. As our ancestors walked through different places, around rocks, past trees, through valleys, they needed to remember where things were. They developed what's called allocentric spatial perception. That's a big phrase, but it just means understanding where things are in the world around you, not just where they are compared to you. Think of it like this. Egocentric or self-centered thinking is like saying the tree is to my left, but allocentric or world-centered thinking is like saying the tree is north of the river. Our ancestors got better at making mental maps, pictures in their mind of where everything was. This helped them find their way home and remember where good food spots were. All these challenges, balancing, coordinating movements, using vision and other senses together, made the brain work harder. And when the brain works harder over millions of years, it gets bigger and better through evolution. Our ancestors' brains grew and became more powerful. They got better at understanding the world, solving problems, and thinking about complex things. The simple act of standing up and walking created a need for a smarter brain, and that smarter brain helped humans become who we are today. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today at Nog's house. We've learned how our ancestors made one simple change, standing up on two legs, and how that changed everything. It gave them a better view, freed up their hands, helped them stay cool, and even made their brains bigger and smarter. Pretty amazing, right? But our story isn't over yet. Next time we're going to talk about what happened with those free hands started making and using tools in ways no animal had ever done before. How did a simple rock become the key to human success? I hope you'll come back and join me for that. See you next time.